like 150 flying monkeys in May. I know a lot of you know about that. I'm Angel Baby. Whew. I know. It looks like I'm got drugs. But hey, this was on Amazon, $39. I'm in Arizona. We don't have persistent rain. Powered up, I've cleaned everything, my dishes, everything. Other things I take are supplements, vitamins, yeah. Take vitamin C, D3, omega plus turmeric. Hey y'all, I'm in a hotel room. I'm getting powered up. I've cleaned everything, my dishes, everything. And I got myself cleaned. And I'm gonna read a couple of questions. Okay, this is from Angel Baby. Whew. A question I do have is, how do you cope with being confined by persistent rain? Well, I'm in Arizona. We don't have persistent rain. I mean, it might rain in the summer. We have monsoons and it'll rain. But to rain all the time, that means persistent? No, we don't really have that. It usually stops and starts. I mean, if you were back east, I know. I was born and raised in Upper Ohio. And I lived in Cincinnati, for a couple of years. Oh, it rains and it's persistent and it can flood. Oh yeah. But no, in Arizona, it really doesn't happen too much. Now, my first 5 days of camping 2 weeks ago, it was persistent sprinkling, which means you really can't be outside much and you can't leave anything outside. Because when you go camping, you want to set up your camp. Well, I was constantly setting it up, and then I'd hear thunder off into the distance, and I'd get back out there and I'd put everything away. Then it would stop and I would go back out there. Yeah, the persistent sprinkling is annoying, okay? But no, I don't really have to deal with it. Now, let's see. Let me get this right. What do we have here? Do you put on raincoat and pants and go for a walk? Not too much, because it really doesn't rain that much. But I will tell you, I have a rain poncho. It's a cheap one, but it's effective. And I also have a really nice raincoat and what I consider to be rain pants. They repel water. Yeah, I even have a carrier for my phone that is actually waterproof. And I bought that when I was in Cincinnati because of the persistent rain. Yeah, I mean, it can rain in Ohio. It can rain for days. Who wants to be, I didn't want to be locked up. I wanted to go for walks. So yeah, I do have that. And let's see, and then where do you put your wet rain clothes? Well, let's just talk about this. Where do I put my wet clothes in general? Let's say it's wintertime and will have a wash rag, or I'm out and it rains, it's cold, or it snows. And where do I put my wet stuff? Because you do get wet stuff. Well, what I do is I bag it up in a bag. I really make it tight and I keep it in there. I do my laundry once a week. So, and as long as it's cold, I've never really had anything mold or get really bad. Now, I have had people suggest to me that instead of wasting paper towels, that I actually use dish rags to wash my dishes or wash things out. No, I'm not going to carry around wet dish rags that might have food on them. Now, there's where the mold will happen, because I can't just hang it out, especially in the winter. I can't just hang it out. Like when you're in a house, you have a little rack and you hang it on there, or you change it often. Well, I'm not going to have that in my small space. That would get smelly. No way. So that's what I do. Let me get my coffee. So that's what I do. I forgot I made this for you. You want some? Cheers. It's good. Now I'm in a hotel room. What I do is I bring my own water in. This is a stainless steel 1 gallon container, and I refill this at water stations. Yeah, I do like it. At first it was bulky and it was so odd. At first I couldn't get the thing to open. When you first get it, when you get these, you have to kind of work it a little bit. The seal is so tight that I almost couldn't get it undone. But yeah, it's a little bit bulky, but hey, this was on Amazon, $39. And I bought 4 of them, so it was quite the purchase. But I do like it. I'm getting, there's no plastic. And then, whoops. And then what I do is I bring in my portable kettle. Plugs in. There's the lid. Yeah, because I don't like these. It's plastic. I mean, hot water going through that, it's just collecting plastic. And I bring in my own coffee. I kept this tin. I got these, it's English breakfast tea, Twinings, but I finished it and I kept this. Oh yeah. Want to smell? There you go. Really smells good. People say, what kind of coffee do I use? Right now, I'm using Seattle's Best. Let me get comfy here. Seattle's Best. And I'm going with the organic Portside. Yeah. Yeah. And then I bring in my tea. I know. It looks like I'm got drugs. But no, this is, what I do is that now I blend them. This is a sleepy blend. Yeah, this is a sleepy blend. And this is a immunity blend. Yeah, this is for immunity, keep my immune system going. But yeah, this is what I do. And I made some coffee for us, okay? Yeah. Okay, so what's up with yesterday's video? Go look at it if you haven't seen it. It is called A Film About Nothing. Wow, some of you were really like, you shocked me. A couple of people said, I'm out of here. I can't believe that you just do a video on laundry. I find it amusing. I really do. And you say, well, and what did one of you say? I've been watching you a long time. This is ridiculous. I loved it. Yeah. I was just wanting to do, I've done a couple videos. Well, I've done more than a couple. I've been doing my YouTube channel for over 6 years now. It's going on 7. Yeah, it's 6.5 years. I've been doing a YouTube channel. Oh my gosh. And so I have a lot of videos. I like to try all kinds of stuff. That's just my personality. And but there is one reason I did mention to a couple of you in comments that I answered you, and I said, look, I like to push myself. I figured this was just a little bit more of an indie type film. I mean, not totally, but sort of. And I really wanted to do something like that. Why? Why would I want to do something like that now? Because I'm watching a lot of them. Because I need to create one. I need to produce my own short film, like a 10-minute film, so that I can promote and influence a producer to pick up my script that I wrote. The script's done. But then I found out that you have to do in most movies, I had no idea that this is how it was done. That most important movies, successful movies, were picked up because they did like an 8 to 12 minute short film. And to give the vibe, like what vibe is this script? How is this supposed to look? What's the feeling of it? Okay? Yeah, what's the mood? Well, So I've been watching some indie films. I mean, so sue me, some of you. I don't care. I'm going to do things the way I want to do them because it's sort of like my life. And I just really encourage you, if I'm not your cup of tea, please go. I mean, I hate to say that, but and even if you didn't like it, why would you say something? Just move on and say, well, this wasn't my cup of tea, but I don't want to, make her feel bad because I do want to watch her again. Is it, some people are just so hell-bent on making sure that they know that their opinion is put out there and that they're going to like somehow hurt my feelings. Well, it didn't hurt my feelings. I'm like, well, bye. But if you want to see, but I'm telling you all that did watch it and didn't come after me, like, I know. I think most of you know me by now. I dare to be different. And I've been saying over and over, I'm not really a nomad channel anymore. Yeah, I'm just into other things. I mean, yeah, I live in my minivan. I've even had some people say, oh, you're just a fake minivan. You are a fake nomad. You don't really live in your minivan. Duh. Yes, I do, I live in it. I don't have a home. I have no home. I live in a minivan and it moves around and I love it. I can do so much creating inside of my minivan because I don't have the distractions. It's not like, I remember living in a house, oh my gosh, I would spend the morning, well, not the full morning, but it was all a system. Saturday was cleaning day and cooking day. I would cook for myself for the week. I baked bread. Oh my gosh, depending on what kind of soup I made. I would spend the morning doing that and cleaning. Yeah. Change the sheets. Oh my gosh. But in my minivan, I don't have to do that. I can do some cleaning and but it's such a small space that, hello, what does it take me? It takes me maybe 15 minutes to straighten up, shake out my towel. Instead of a vacuum, I take my big towel out that I have on the floor of my minivan and I shake it out and then lay it back down really nice and just straighten things up, make sure everything's put away so I'm uncluttered. Then I can begin creating, either doing a film, creating an indie film, or writing, or, or editing a video, or just, like reading scripture and doing research. And a lot of the research now is, how am I going to do this film? Oh my gosh. And it looks like I'm going to have to hire a couple actors. It won't be too expensive, but hire a couple actors and play the parts of some scenes with a couple of my characters. Yeah. I don't know if I have told Max, I said, well, I think I'm going to wait till this winter when I go down with my family there and they can help out. But maybe they could play a couple parts, right? But I told Max, I said, well, you won't be too far away. Why don't you just play yourself? And of course he said, well, I'd have to really, maybe lose a couple pounds. I'm like, what? No, Max, you're perfect just the way you are. Why do we do that to ourselves? Well, I got to do this. No, we're perfect just the way we are. We must accept ourselves for who we are. I accept myself for who I am, and you all know I do. When people say, "Oh, I can't believe you," you're crazy or whatever. Yeah, I was attacked by like 150 flying monkeys in May. I know a lot of you know about that. Oh yeah, they were coming on my channel, just ripping me a new one, right? I know who I am. Yeah, and people that do that anyway, so they're pretty nasty people, right? And even the people that yesterday said, "Oh, I'm out of here. Oh, I can't believe you're just why don't you do this all wrong?" I'm like, well, then you do it right. You start your own channel. You go do it the way you want to do it. I agree. For you, I am doing it wrong. But I think most of you know that I'm pretty happy with who I am and confident, which brings me to, didn't even plan this, but brings me to the book, Confidence. Here's the key. Take it. Because confidence really is learned. I mean, some of us are born with it, but the very few of us, we have to learn confidence. And I'll tell you what, over time, you will gain confidence, especially if you have a YouTube channel. You got people coming at you from all sides, you know that. Yeah. Okay, so, but that's the reason that I wanted to do something that just, didn't really say a lot. It was just more of an indie type film, because I've been watching them. That's a lot of the research that I've been doing. Yeah, is what are these promotional films about? How are they doing them? And they're all different. So I can choose all kinds, and I'd rather go with what I do. I'd rather go with what I know. Instead, I don't want to copy anybody. Yeah. Okay, let's go to another one. Okay. This is from Lori Dale. Okay. I think I've answered it before. So do you stay in one area or travel? If you've been with me a long time, you know I used to travel, but I don't anymore. I don't. Oh, why do I? I'm tired of driving. I've said this so many times. Tired of driving. I'm tired of wasting gas. I've seen a lot of things. I haven't seen everything. Oh my gosh. No. I mean, I haven't seen everything, but I've seen a lot, and I've seen as much as I want to see. I mean, you got to remember when I was in my early 20s, I mean, I lived in Europe for 2 years, so I have seen things. And I grew up on the East Coast, so I've seen a lot there, and we used to go on vacations and everything. And then since I was a nomad, yes, I've seen things. And at this point, if I want to see more things, I might just go on the internet and look at pictures. I might just do that. Because everything became so expensive over the past 4 years. I mean, getting your vehicle fixed is so uber expensive now. So I don't want to wear down my home. And being on the road, the longer you're on the road, you have a higher percentage of smashing into something or somebody smashing into you. The gasoline, the driving, sitting in a spot where your back, your butt, and then your legs. This position kind of sucks, and I don't like it. And I get bored. I can only drive about maybe 2 hours anymore. Even going from Phoenix to Tucson is like 2-hour drive. Bleh. Yeah, no, I don't really do it. Okay. And then you say, oh God. Yeah, how did you, if you need medications, how do you get them? Like prescriptions. I'm not on any meds whatsoever. The only thing, I do bring this in with me just in case, ibuprofen. Now I know people say don't take ibuprofen, but this is the only thing that I ever would take. It's to bring inflammation down, or let's say I got, an achy muscle or something like that. Yeah, I take ibuprofen. And I don't want to take Tylenol. I know that this can affect your tummy, but I don't take Tylenol because it can affect your liver, and I don't like that. So that's the only medication I take. The only other things I take are supplements, vitamins. Yeah, take vitamin C, D3, omega plus turmeric, magnesium, and I do like silver solution. Yeah, I used to take it before, but Jules, my best friend Jules, she got me on the silver solution again. So you'll have to read about that. But yeah, and how do you get your medications? Well, if you are, let's say you're on an Advantage plan, which I'm not, okay? And I don't care. I'm not going to go into why, but I do have my reasons. I'm just on Medicare. Yeah, I'm regular Medicare. I'm not on Medicaid or anything like that. And I never go to the doctor, ever. Yeah, no, since COVID, no. No. But medications, I mean, you can get on an Advantage plan and tell them that you travel a lot. And so they'll get you on the right plan for that you can go wherever. But if you're just on Medicare like I am, I mean, I can get a prescription. I'm not on medications, okay? I mean, if I needed an antibiotic, I would go to the doctor and they would prescribe it, and I would go to the pharmacy and I would get it. And guess what? I would pay for it. Because I do it so rare. Yeah. So that's what, but for anybody else, you need to get on, if you're on an Advantage plan, you need to make sure that they know that you travel and they'll get you to the right plan. And if you're on Medicare, who cares? I mean, Medicare is everywhere in the United States, so yeah. So there you go. I hope that you enjoyed this, just a little bit of talking. Somebody mentioned yesterday, and they said, well, I kind of liked it when you talked because I didn't say anything in the video yesterday. And go see it if you haven't seen it. I think it's fun. But, and it took a lot of editing. Oh my gosh. You know, films like this isn't going to take hardly anything, but films like that I did is, yeah. It took a good couple hours or longer, you know. But, yeah, go see it. But somebody said, I miss you talking. I've actually in the past said, you just talk to hear yourself talk. I know. Such a wonderful person that would say something like that, aren't they? Don't you just love people like that? Yeah. Roma. Yeah. But, yeah, some people say, oh, you talk so much. I've had people say, all you do is talk. And then other people say, oh, you talk too much. And then this is said, I miss you talking. Let's just, I mean, if you enjoy my channel, because it's got a lot of variety. If you're a variety person and you're not just looking for a van life channel, because that ain't me. Yeah, it's I'm just a girl who lives in a van. There you go. But I'm living life just like anybody else. But yeah, just go with the flow. If you don't like one of my videos, you don't have to rip me a hole, okay? A new hole. Okay, you can just say, oh, this was nice. I like your other ones, but that was cool. But thanks for the video. That's all you need to say. Those are the polite people. You know, there's different vibrations. There's different levels. You got people down here in the lower vibrations. Those are the Morlocks. And I know you older people know exactly what I'm talking about. But then you have people in the higher vibrations. Those are the Eloys. They weren't overly bright, but you know, they were just more on a higher plane, yeah. Or maybe the Eloys were about here, and then there's other people on higher planes. But there's all kinds of frequencies in our universe, yes, in all of our realms, yeah. And you got people down here that want to, yeah, and you got people up here that say thank you. They're very polite, and they say thank you, and they care about other people's feelings. Yeah. And which one are you? Which one are you? Okay. I love you guys. Yeah. Confidence. Here's the key. Take it. Okay. I love you guys. I really, really do. How much time do I have left? I have about 2-3 more hours in here. Till tomorrow.